Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for the Never Have I Ever Planned on Meeting You in Real Life until we got on this show. Season 1, Episode 2. The episode is called It's Complicated in Real Life. I bet it is, okay? Because they ain't never had plans on actually meeting in person. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to get into it. Y'all, this show is messy, but I'm here for it. Y'all, we're going to ride this ride. I know I'm late. I ain't even got no excuse. Listen, next Friday, I will be on time. If y'all want lives for this so we can talk about it live, let me know. Drop down in the comments. If you find me pre-recorded, that's cool too. Either way, if you're new here, if you're not, please watch the video all the way through. It's appreciated. Like, share the video with a friend, and let's get into it. This time I actually got the people on the screen for y'all, so y'all can try to, I know we still trying to get to know them. They're there this time, and probably this time only. Anywho, so we pick up where we left off with dangerous Dominique and Alexis still fighting in the kitchen, okay? I'm talking about blow for blow, like they throwing hands, okay? And this time, because they showed a little clip from what we saw last week, and we heard him say she got a fake booty and fake breasts, honey. Yeah, he didn't like her. There's no coming back from this type of disrespect. It ain't no coming back from it, okay? Especially because he's a stranger that she has no ties to. So there's no rhyme or reason for them to communicate ever again. So she picks up a pot, and Josh finally steps in and pulls Dominique away. And with all these people under one roof, why wasn't security in the budget? Y'all got all these personalities meeting for the first time, and then the camera crew and all this going on. I know this is the first season, but we couldn't put security in the budget. Okay. So Dominique is blaming Alexis for his actions, his choices now. He is the one who put hands on her. Yet Alexis is the one who's getting the blame. Okay. Anyway. So the producers put him in a hotel for the night. I feel like he should have immediately went home, but I feel like they really wanted him to stay because they wanted more drama. They was hoping she'd be like, it's cool, we can give it another try. Like they wanted him to stay, and they would have let him if she would have let him. So the next morning, everyone's discussing the drama. The guys are playing chess, and Brandan tells the story. But when I say he downplayed it, watered it all the way down. Like he was like, oh, he gave her a little push. Like, no, it was more than just a little push, a little shove, and it shouldn't have been nothing. Alexis is in the room talking to the ladies, and they all got her back. And initially, I didn't know if Diamond was going to be a girl's girl because she said women are catty. But I'm liking Diamond. So far, so good. She was like, you should call me, girl, because I don't play that, okay? I'm the one, not the two. He know not to play with me. I would have came down here. He wouldn't have been performing like that, okay? I heard that. So Sienna says what most of us are thinking. If Dominique can act like an untamed animal on camera, how can he act behind the scenes? And we don't even want Alexis to find out. So Alexis lied and said she'll never speak to him again. This ain't even no allegedly. We know it's a lie because they on here doing a world tour, okay? Going on interviews and doing things and letting people know and going on lives saying that it was all fake and they still cool and whatever nonsense. Like, girl, awful. Girl, horrible. All over the YouTube streets saying this altercation was fake. Girl, you trying to help him look better? But sis, you making yourself look a little thrown off. It's giving Bozo the Clown, okay? It's giving one child was left behind. That's what it's giving. Why you're doing this, I have no idea. All this, we aspiring actors, and I don't want to hear it. This is crazy. So Aaron H. gave sound advice. He told her the real. He was like, look, this is who he is, okay? Everybody is telling her what she already knows. She's like, I've never been in this situation before. Do you want to be in it again? Leave and don't come back, okay? Do not turn back around. Your bag should have already been waiting on you at the door. Gather your things and go, okay? Quickly. And Aaron H was like, look, I've been in this situation and I've been the victim in the situation with a woman putting her hands on me. And they don't change. And this is just how it is. Like, it's an absolute no. And this is just a side note that don't got nothing to do with anything at all. But how is Brandan 35 and Aaron H 51? Did we get the ages mixed up? Just help me to understand. I don't know. Aaron H, because, Aaron H, cool, okay? Aaron H got a Facebook group for the Never Ever Met. Shout out to him and Diamond, okay? Sir, if you're listening, drop your skin routine down in the comments because the people want to know. And when I say the people, I mean me. Moving on. So the host around the pools, Alexis and Child, I don't forgot we had a host. I like Surrounded, I do. But I know we in a family or fiance house. And if we was in a family or fiance house, Tracy would have pulled this couple immediately. Okay, I'm just saying, we would have had this conversation last night. So they forced Alexis to watch this video of him not being apologetic or accountable at all. Sound like some gaslighting was going on. And he want to sweep it under the rug because he want to stay on the show, child. Why else? So both Alexis and Dominique are leaving the show. Alexis tells everyone that she's going home. Dominique is in his confessional saying he's young. He's still trying to figure it out. And he's still going to meet women online. Sir, you in your 30s with multiple children, did you say? You are too grown for this. You need to grow up. You are not so young. You're not 21 and you don't know any better. And my 12-year-old know not to put his hands on girls. Child, get him out of here. Goodbye. That little stunt y'all try to pull, it didn't do what y'all thought it was going to do. And we're not even going to remember y'all after this. So this carrying on y'all did was a waste of time. And it was real. The fact that I don't even feel no empathy for Alexis because she's going on here saying it was fake. So get them out of here. Get them off my screen. I don't want to see them on my YouTube or nothing at all, ever. So Sandia tells Chris that she felt a way about his discussion with the guys last night. Safari Jr. said that he's not attracted to any of the other women there. Okay, but what you said, you're missing the point. You still was running your mouth and you was being disrespectful. The way you were carrying on was rude. He says he doesn't trust women, and she was like, well, why are we here? And he was like, to get to know each other and to build trust. For some reason, Sandia want to make things work with him. Child, I don't, why? At this point, as far as I'm concerned, everybody on here because they just want to stay on the show. Like, these is all paid actors because y'all playing in my face or you're trying to. Because why do you want to make this work with him? For what reason? Exactly. You don't even know him, and y'all been talking to, out of all the couples, y'all been talking the least amount of time, only 3 short months. So she was like, they said they're going to work things through, even though they're not even an official couple. Girl, the flags are red, okay? They're glaring. You want them to be on fire before you walk? Like, what's it going to take? Like, I don't understand. He don't trust women. I don't know if it's a potential mommy issue. I don't know if he like to listen to men with mics and podcasts giving awful advice at 34 years old. I don't know what it is. I would run, not walk. I would run out of there, okay? I would have been like, Alexis, hold on. I'm right behind you, girl. I got my suitcase as well. But I guess if everybody leave with all these red flags we got going on, we wouldn't have nobody left, y'all. So in the next scene, Aaron J is in the hot tub alone. He making excuses to Millie and Greg as to why Jody isn't in the hot tub with him. We know, just like they know, just like he know that she ain't in there because she don't like him. But okay. So, and I don't know about this Millie and Greg. I got my eye on them. I don't know if I sense legitimate chemistry or not. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I do think they are aesthetically pleasing. They look like they would be a couple in real life. Like they look like they would date. These two are the ones that both live in LA and they were talking for 3 years. And yeah, I don't know. It's something about it. So we have our first group activity with all of the remaining couples. And Tarana, the host, informs them of the boom boom room. How often are we cleaning the boom boom room? Because I'm sure Shay and Josh going to beat everybody to it. And once they get in there, how are we sanitizing if I want to come in behind them? I'm just saying. So they have an intimacy exercise where, there's like some sexual poses. Me personally, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing this. Number one, because, sir, if I was there, I just met you. I don't even know you like that. So no. And I definitely, if nothing else, would not feel comfortable doing that in front of everyone. And then we got to sit here and talk. No. But they did it, y'all. They did it. So we start off with Chris and Sandia. Boring. Moving on. Shay and Josh are up next, but they're not lacking in the intimacy department. Okay, that is not a problem for them. Okay, they was getting it popping in real life because she put up the 2 poses and they was like, "Ooh, we did that last night." Like, we did that last night too. Been there, done that. Okay. My only issue is with Shay is, why are you giving it up so soon? Like, for me, I know they were talking for 12 years and you feel like you know him, because if we're going off of what we see, because shout out to Watch Your Mouth Reviews, he said that he feels like they've been knowing each other and they already have met. But if we just going off of what they telling us, y'all been talking for 12 years. It feels like y'all close and connected. He got a 3-year-old. This needs to be addressed. Like, why are we not talking about this? If you don't make time to see me, I'm not about to give it up because we on this free trip that somebody else paid for. I'm just not going to do it. But they got the most chemistry and the strongest connection out of any couple in the house. Aaron J and Joanna, aka Jody, are up next. He wants one position. She wants the other one. They playing rock, paper, scissors to figure out which pose they're going to pick. Diamond said, she must have been reading my mind, child. She said, well, I'm sure we all was thinking there's no connection here. There's no chemistry. She said the two was giving friendship. I think that's giving them too much. I think they just two people who was like, look, there's an opportunity. Let's just do it. Okay. Ain't nothing going on between these two. And so they did the pose and Aaron J was doing it wrong. And he's just like, I don't know if he's nervous around her or just nervous in front of people. He's just awkward. I don't know. But he's like, no, you got to put her leg up like this. And he's sitting on top of her. And it was weird. And somebody was like, they look like they playing Twister. Child. So Millie and Greg do their pose. She keeps emphasizing that things will happen eventually and in time and when they're ready. And it ain't happening. All this eventually and all, it ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna happen. You don't got to keep letting us know that you don't want to do it, okay? in my opinion. Now, my opinion may change. That's just my opinion on episode 2. So Aaron H is having a great time with Diamond. Ain't no concerns going on here. He said he would lick her toes in public. And I was like, when they film this confessional? Because I thought y'all just met. Okay, anywho. So last but not least, Brandan and Sienna. Child, Brandan and Sienna. They was like, ooh, we need another couple who won't act a fool. And since Dominique and Alexis ain't here, Brandan and Sienna can take the reins. Okay. Oh my goodness. She awkwardly sits on his stomach. And he said he's bored. He feel like he's about to watch TV. I'm also bored with this position because why? What is this? I don't even know why this was an option. So in her confessional, she's offended that he said he was bored. Man, what did you expect for his response to be? You plopped on him like you was sitting on the beanbag. So Brandan and Sienna, they discuss her coming to Florida. This is later on, they shooting pool. So she switched up on him. She said that she wouldn't move with him. She was like, look, if we're not married, I'm not moving with you. Why? What's the initiative to get married? And I don't even like Florida. Nothing wrong with saying you don't want to move with somebody unless they're marrying you and all that. But you didn't set that expectation early on. And that was Brandon's problem. You switched up on him. And I mean, I know the Saints ain't going to like this one, but I would not marry somebody without living with them first. I absolutely would not recommend. I'm just saying. So they show a clip from 3 months ago or 3 months prior to when this was filmed. And she says she's flexible and she doesn't mind leaving New York and all that. We didn't even need to see that because earlier in just this episode alone, she said she wouldn't mind going and she's in love. She wouldn't mind going, traveling and all that. She just said that. And now she's switching up. And she's telling him to come to New York, even though she knows he has children in Florida. It does not sound like she has children. So why would you have him moving with you? Okay, I don't know. And my thing is, why did you entertain him to begin with? Why did y'all ever start talking? You knew where he lived. You knew all these things about him. You knew he had children. You knew all of this stuff ahead of time. This is not no secret that you just found out here. You knew all of this. So why is it an issue now? So Brandan calls her out for being a flip-flopper. And she's like, you about the second or third person to call me inconsistent. And I don't like that. It hurts my feelings. It hurts your feelings. How do you think he feels with your inconsistency? Stop being inconsistent. And nobody would say that. She said her exes have said it in the past. She don't like it. He's trying to have, healthy communication with her. And he's explaining that she doesn't listen to him. And she calls him a bitch. Okay? Or what Mama D say? A BICTH. Okay? Shout out to Mama D. And I said, girl, what? How did we get here? It didn't I don't know if they edited something now. How did it escalate so fast that now he's a B word? Why? Why did you feel the need to disrespect himself? He didn't disrespect her. So then she belittles him for having children with different women. I'm surprised he's still talking to her at this point because I promise you I would have been walked off to go get my suitcase. So she said that he can't commit. He has commitment issues since he got divorced. And she said his track record ain't looking good. Now, girl, I didn't really see a lot of chemistry with them on that little cooking date they did last episode anyway, but I didn't think she was so nasty, so rude. Because anybody, we can say things about any one of y'all here or any one of us in general, people in general, but all of y'all are here together. Whatever you had going on in your past relationships didn't work either, sis. Okay. And if he would have turned around and said your track record ain't looking good, it would have been a problem. If he would have shamed you for being 43 and to our knowledge, never have been married, don't have no children, that would have been a problem. But you think it's okay to throw this up in his face? Things that you knew about him when you started communicating with him? I don't know. I feel like judging people because relationships ended a decade apart. His children are 19. His children's age gap are the same as mine. So that's almost 10 years later. So it just don't make any sense. And, her calling him out of his name, I feel like she should have went home for that. She should have went home because he wasn't being disrespectful. And she doubled down on it. She was like, I said, I called you a BIT. Okay, in case you didn't hear me, I called you a B. You are a B. Girl, what? So, first of all, because then they go out and they want to chit chat with the whole group, bring everybody into their business. But why is Chris and Sandia the only two I ever see in the kitchen cooking? Every single one of these shows, if y'all watch my Summer House reviews, there's only one guy named Amir who does all the cleaning. On this show, it's only these two cooking. Nobody else in the house know how to whip up something? I guess not. Whatever. So Sienna wants to finish the conversation, and she tries to shame him yet again for his past relationships ending. She said that he would still be in his first marriage if he valued marriage, as he says he takes it seriously. And she's like, no, you don't, or you still be married. And Joanna was like, he was 20. Girl, he was 20 and he's 35. Most teens and young adults who get married, it don't work. It don't last. And if it worked for you, shout out to you for making it work. Me, y'all know. Listen, I done shared this before. If you've been with me, I was in a similar situation to Brandan. So yeah, would not recommend young adults getting married like that. You still just trying to figure out yourself. He tried to do the right thing. The girl got pregnant. He tried to marry her. It didn't work. So she was like, I would try to save the marriage and I would seek counseling. People always talking about what they would try to do until they in that situation. You always talk about what you would do, could do. You don't know if he tried that or not. You don't know. Maybe he did try it. you sit here judging him for it and throwing it back in his face. Like, I would never tell her anything else, number one. And not just in front of his face and confidence, but in front of everybody and a camera. So now everybody who's watching the show know my business. But yeah, I would do this. I would do that. Marriage supposed to be forever. Why don't you get married first and then come tell us about it, okay? So, and my thing again, if his past was a problem, why were you ever entertaining him? I don't know. I don't like it. Like, I don't like that at all, because I'm all for people when they be like, I don't have any kids. I don't want to date people with kids or things like that. That's fine to say that up front. Like, don't waste people's time and then turn around and then you're mad. I don't even know what she's mad about. I really don't know what he said that upset her. He said, you're a flip-flopper. You're wishy-washy. Sometimes inconsistent. You move, switch up every time the wind blow. Girl, that's a problem that you need to work on. And now you can't receive feedback. So that's problematic. Now, Jody has a valid point because, and I've said this to people myself, just because a relationship doesn't mean it failed. She's like, oh, he got these failed relationships. First of all, there's two people in a relationship. You might have did everything you could to make it work. Maybe the other person just don't want it no more. You can't force something to fit that's not fitting. You can't make something work by yourself, number one. And they worked out the way they were supposed to. That is something that happened in his life, and it's not a failure. You shouldn't be looking at it like he failed. Like, this is why people stay in relationships and marriages and situations and general jobs or whatever that they shouldn't even be in, because people shame them. Then they feel ashamed to leave because some people might shame them for having failed. When you're going through divorce, you already feel like you failed anyway. Then people shame you for it. So then you end up trying to stay longer than you should. You need to just get up out of there. But you got people who, like her, who you never even done it, and you talking about what you would do. Anywho, if I was him, I would not be discussing her coming to Florida at this point for sure, or discussing anything with her. Like, I wouldn't be interested in her. But she don't, because how serious can this relationship get? She would never meet my children if I was him. Ever. So, I mean, it's not going nowhere. And no one agreed with Sienna. None of the women, because Millie, I think it was Millie. Millie, is it Millie or Mealy? I think it's Millie. Anywho, Millie was like, okay, well, haven't you had failed relationships? And Sienna was like, well, they weren't marriages. And she's like, okay, but you had failed relationships. So none of the women, nobody was on her side. Yeah, I'm not feeling her. And more importantly, I want her to take some of them crochet locks out. It's too heavy. Like, it's too much. Like, you put too many in there. Like, it's just too thick. Like, take a few of them out to loosen it up, thin it out a little bit. It's too much. I know you're trying to have that natural, like, look to it, but it's just too much. I don't know. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So later on, Sienna talks to Greg about the situation. Well, Sienna was sitting on the couch minding her own business, and then Greg walked up and started talking to her. But she didn't tell him to go away. She was responding. They were conversing. So they had a conversation about the situation, and Brandan and Millie had a conversation in another room about the situation. Sienna she getting ready to go to bed, and y'all know all the women are in one room, like they at summer camp or something. So she overheard Brandan talking to Millie. So she's like, he's talking to another woman about me, and he's talking about me to her, and I don't know how that's gonna help. Mind you, she was just chit-chatting with Greg about the same exact situation. Send her home. We can chop these people off one by one, okay? There's no cash prize at the end of this. We can get her up out of here, okay? Because Brandan even said, like, okay, if today was the last day, I would not be interested. Well, why are we doing this? This ain't going nowhere. She called you a B now. Just like she said earlier about dangerous Dominique. Imagine what would happen behind closed doors. Imagine what she's going to be calling you behind closed doors. Imagine what she's going to be saying, especially because she doesn't seem like she even thinks she did anything wrong. And I know my tongue can be lethal. I've said things like that, and probably worse in heated arguments. This was not an argument. There was no disrespect had, and that didn't, even though I've done it, that does not make it okay. It's not right. And what she did was absolutely, completely wrong. Okay. She just need to say she don't like him, and that's on that. But that is where the episode ends. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to like the video on your way out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.